it's Melanie, and I'm here with a very special guest today. This is
Natalie Grinnell.
And Natalie is going to tell us about a company that does body products, facial products, hair products, and it's called Beauty Counter. So, Natalie, how did you get started with this?
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, Beauty Counter, I got started with it because a friend of mine told me about it, and that's usually how most people probably get to know about Beauty Counter. Somebody tells them about it. This friend of mine, her name is Julia Monet, and she has been a friend of mine for many, many years, and I trust her implicitly. She used to have her own Ayurvedic skincare line that she made herself.
Interesting.
Yeah. She has been an Ayurvedic consultant for, I think 20 or 30 years. So she's really into health and safety.
That's good.
Yeah. And skincare and knows, she's a makeup artist and she just knows a lot about the industry. So she told me about it. And when she first told me about it and I got the impression of my initial impression of what it was, that it was something that, is sold by, individual consultants. At first I was really skeptical about it. And then I tried the products and I learned more about what Beauty Counter is. And I was like, sign me up. I want to be part of that immediately. When I learned about particularly when I really learned about the mission. So Beauty Counter is a startup company out of Santa Monica, and it is what we call a disruptor company.
Okay.
We are disrupting the beauty industry. It is a company like no other. Our mission is to get safe and effective products into the hands of everyone, and that doesn't just mean people who are using Beauty Counter. Beauty Counter was created by our CEO, Greg Renfrew, in California. She created it as a response to when she started trying to clean up her life. She started to clean up her home, and the products that she was using. What she found when she started to do that inspired her to start a new company.
Okay.
She was so frightened by the lack of regulation and what she was actually getting.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Understandable.
So, and this is one of these things that, for many of us, some of us are more woke to this idea than others. But I was not as I didn't know that much. I thought I did. I thought I knew. I thought that when I got something off the shelves at the store or at the, especially stuff that's, I was buying high quality things, buying something at a department store. You think, oh, this is going to be, not only is this going to work, but it's going to be something that I know what it is. It says what it is.
Safe.
It's safe. They can't sell it if it's not safe.
Right.
But unfortunately that's not necessarily true. When I learned that the last time any real meaningful legislation was passed to regulate the personal care industry, and that includes cosmetics, but that also includes all sorts of things that we use for personal care. The last time anything was passed was 1938.
1938? Are you serious?
1938 was the last time that was passed.
Ladies and men, 1938. That's too long.
That's too long.
Especially since new products come out all the time.
Oh yeah. There are thousands of ingredients. I think it's there's 80,000 ingredients, new chemicals that have been brought on to the marketplace since World War II. I mean, that's one of the things too. This regulation came about before World War II, and World War II is really when the chemical renaissance happened. And it was a great thing. I mean, that happened in World War II, that we came up with, that science began creating in the lab all sorts of things that we thought were going to save humanity. And many of them have turned out to be very, very helpful, and some of them have not. The problem is that and this has continued to be an issue, all of these years. So there's about 10,000 or so of those ingredients that have been approved for use in cosmetics, and only about 10% of those have actually been researched and for human safety, have actually been that there's data on.
That's just, yeah, that gives me chills because you're putting this stuff on your body, on your face. It's soaking into your skin.
It does.
And they haven't even researched it?
A lot of it, there's actually not, and there's an industry, the cosmetics industry has its own research industry that's funded by the cosmetics industry itself. And they have a little over 3,000 ingredients that they, over 40 years, they've been doing this for about 40 years, that they have researched, and they say only 12 of those are dangerous. However, they have the vast majority, 70% of the ingredients that are in cosmetics that they have at their disposal, that the CIR has not actually researched. They haven't done the research on it. So without that, it's just, there are a lot of holes. And so when Greg Renfrew discovered all of this, she became very alarmed.
Yeah, understandably.
Yeah.
It is alarming.
It's alarming. And the fact that the other thing is that the industry, because FDA doesn't really have the ability to necessarily do a whole lot, like they can't do recalls on personal care products. If personal care, they can't decide whether or not a personal care product is actually dangerous or not. So if it is, they can't institute a recall or anything of that nature. So they also don't regulate what you actually have to put on your ingredients list. The big one, and everybody out there, this one, if there's one takeaway that I want everybody to know, it's that fragrance, synthetic fragrance, is the number one thing to avoid in all of your products, whether they be personal care products or the products that we use to wash our dishes, our clothes, the home fragrances that we put through our scented candles. It's everywhere, but synthetic fragrance is, more and more research is coming out that it is extraordinarily dangerous to our health.
Yeah. And not to mention irritating to a lot of people as
Exactly.
well.
It's very irritating for a reason. So fragrance, one of the problems with that is that it doesn't, when you see something on a label that says fragrance or parfum, that's all they have to put on there. They don't have to state
what's in it.
And one of the things that's very common to actually in that the rest of that, what that is under fragrance, is often phthalates. And many of us have probably heard a little bit about phthalates. Phthalates are known endocrine disruptors. So all of these problems that so many of us are having with hormones, there's more and more research out there that's really pointing to how many of the problems that people may be having with their health really may have a connection to our environment and environmental toxins.
There's so many natural fragrances out there that smell wonderful.
Right.
You don't have to deal with those things.
Right. And that's one of the things I love about Beauty Counter is Beauty Counter made the decision, Greg made this decision when she created this company. The integrity of our products and the integrity of this company is one of the things that drew me to it like nothing else I'd ever seen. So the statistic has changed a little bit. When I started with Beauty Counter, the U.S. had banned 11 ingredients, and now we're up to about 30 that are banned in personal care products. The EU, I believe last count, was at about 1,400 that they had.
That's a big difference.
Big difference. Beauty Counter has banned around 1,500 ingredients.
Okay, so they've banned even more.
Yes.
The regular makeup.
Very, very, very strict standards. Beauty Counter has very strict standards as to what ingredients they will allow in their products. And it also comes down to not just the ingredients that we specifically are putting into products, but also the byproducts of the production process. We will list those as well.
That's good.
Yes. And those have to meet our standards as well.
I know there are products that break down, and sometimes when the product breaks down, somebody could be allergic to the byproduct and not the actual product.
Precisely. That's one of the things about powder products this is one of those things that just blew my mind. So any kind of powder product, whether it be a powder blush, a powder eyeshadow, powder on facial powder, whatever it is, any powder products, Beauty Counter, in order to manufacture them without the byproduct of heavy metals, had to go to Italy to find a manufacturing plant that could manufacture them without. So basically, pretty much everything else out there may very well have some amount of heavy metals in it, but it doesn't state that because it's a byproduct and they don't have to. And so when I'm saying that, it's not that I'm here to badmouth the rest of the industry, because the industry itself actually wants more regulation.
Yeah.
Because they want to be able to prove what they're selling.
Well, not only that, but if your customers are getting sick off what you're selling, they're going to stop buying.
Yeah. Yeah.
In order to keep selling stuff, it has to be safe and people have to buy it.
Yes. Yes. So but Beauty Counter is, so what we're all about is creating this product line where people can know exactly what they're getting, exactly what they're putting on their bodies. Their biggest organ, your largest organ is your skin. It absorbs everything just about that you put on it. So knowing that, but also working in Washington to actually lobby for better regulation.
Good.
It's huge, and that's one of the things that I love about this company is that we're actually trying to make the whole industry safer, not just what we do, but we would like to see everybody's products come up to the same standards that Beauty Counter has. I mean, probably we may never get there to where everybody has the same,
standards.
Everybody is banning 1,500 ingredients, but we'd like to know, at least be able to say when you pick up something off the shelf,
It's safe.
that it's safe, that you know that it doesn't have known carcinogens, known endocrine disruptors in it. That would be a great start.
Yes.
That would be a great start.
Yes.
So that's what we want as a company. But again, we're offering this product line that is also really effective, because that was the other thing that Greg found out when she went out and started her own research and started trying to find products. When she finally did find products that she felt good about, felt confident were safe, they didn't work.
And what is makeup if it doesn't color your life, right?
Exactly. It needs to color your life. It needs to be effective. If we're gonna spend, $75, $50.
Makeup's not cheap.
It's not cheap. We want, and we were talking a little bit earlier about some of the things of the importance of voting with your dollars. To me, that's really important, especially where we are today. It's really important that we make that every decision that we make be a conscious decision and understand the consequences of that decision.
Yep.
So when I know that when I make a purchase with Beauty Counter, I am purchasing a product that I know I can stand behind, and that the company stands behind, and know that I know what it is. If there's something that, if it doesn't work for me, there's a 60-day money back guarantee. I can send it back. I know that I can ask questions. I know that I can get truthful answers about it. But I also know that the company is doing everything in its power it takes the part of the money that I'm spending on this product is going to help create safer legislation. That's a big deal to me.
Yes.
We're also a benefit corporation, which I think there may be only 1,000 of them in the United States. It means that we put people and product before profit.
Nice.
Yeah. To me, that is a huge deal. That was actually, I think that might be when Julia said that might be when I went, okay, this is a turning point. I'm sold. Because that's actually, we actually care more about the people and the product than we do the profit.
And the environment as well.
And the environment. We put all of that goes into the thought process before, making a decision about what they choose to put on the market. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, that's a really, really big deal.
That's a really big deal. And there are nonprofits that we actually, one of them is the EWG, the Environmental Working Group, is one of the nonprofits that we actually give, the Beauty Counter actually contributes money to.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, to help disseminate this information, educate more people. That's what we want to do. We want to educate people. So we have this whole, line of products that all of that stuff made such an impact on me. I love products. I've always loved products. I used to be a makeup artist. So
I did not know that.
Yes, I used to be a makeup artist. And I'm a fitness instructor, and I care very, very deeply about health.
She's a very good fitness instructor.
Thanks.
She kicked my butt this morning in Zumba.
It was fun. But I love that. I love doing that. And I have 2 children both of whom I have one with major allergies, food allergies. I have one with autism. I have one who's and he also has ADHD. The other one may very well have ADHD. These are things that more and more research is starting to point to environmental toxins as potentially being the root cause. So I want to make sure that what I'm using on my body, when I found out that, I wish I had known this before when I was pregnant, that pregnant women test positive for a lot of very frightening carcinogens, things like and phthalates and parabens, those sorts of things can be found in women's their breast milk and in their bloodstream and in really newborn babies. Yeah. And it's going through the bloodstream. It's getting in. The parabens are
what you're putting on your body is getting into your body, people.
Yeah, it's getting into your body. What you spray in your house, it's getting into your body.
Breathe it in. You're
breathing it in. So to have a line of products that work and that are safe, to me it's really, really important. It's priceless. It's really priceless.
So any last thoughts?
I don't think so. I would love to be able to. You guys have these cute little bags that I pack my stuff into to get.
Isn't this just so sassy? Like
Melanie really loves
this bag. Wouldn't you like to know? Yes, I would.
Yes, you would like to know what's in your stuff. So, but I loved, so as a consultant, I, get one of these little pouches and fill it with products and allow people to try them for a few days. And, if I would love to be able to share this with more people, to have more people be able to, learn about these products and enjoy them in their own home. They really can be life-changing. They really can be.